Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages and all races and all creeds, no matter where you are in the world, welcome to another hard-hitting edition of Eat Sleep Sixers. I am the one that they call Sabri Latane. We got Carl Sampson. Let me fix these damn blocks because they irritating me. There we go. We have the one. We have Carl Sampson on the ones and twos. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Like everybody else, I'm feeling a little after yesterday. After a Sixers loss, things don't sit right with us. But we here.
We're,
We
we're, we're here. Like you said, we're here. This is a new day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. So we're here today, and what we're here today to do is we're gonna talk. We go for the next hour and some change. We're gonna talk state of the Sixers. We're gonna let y'all submit y'all questions. We're gonna let y'all. We're gonna even if y'all want to jump in, we're gonna send you the invite on StreamYard. On StreamYard, you can come in and talk to us, man. Cause this is a perfect time to do a state of the Sixers show. This is a state of the Sixers show with everything going on. We in the midst of a deep playoff run, 2-2 with 2-2 with the Hawks, and you see a lot of fans jumping off the bridge, and you see a lot of things going on, man. So you want to get this thing popping, and we're gonna get the conversation flowing, so y'all can feel a little comfortable. Eat Sleep Sixes. If you ever want to send us an inbox, send Carl Sampson. If you want to submit your questions, right, you can submit your questions right now because you see the screen. But if you want to be on the show live with us, send us an inbox or just let us know in the comments what you want to do, and we'll send you an invite. So with that being said, we're gonna get the conversation going right away. Yesterday it wasn't the expectation we wanted, and it wasn't what we wanted, and a lot of times we don't look at the bigger picture, but the bigger picture was that we lost. The bigger picture is that we lost. We didn't do what we had to do. We didn't take care of business, and we didn't come out and take care of business and stuff like that. So we lost. So that's the bigger picture. And what I said, and what I was having a conversation with about yesterday was, and I was having a conversation with Nikki also, and Nikki can attest to this, that excuse me, when you an MVP level caliber player, yesterday I got it's 3 people responsible for that loss. Steve people responsible for that loss. That loss was on Embiid yesterday. Much as nobody don't want to hear it, that loss was on Doc, and that loss was on that team and the rest of the team as a whole. Because for one, let's start with Embiid, and we're gonna move on to game number 6, and we're gonna move on to the next game after we touch these points. These points yesterday, Embiid wasn't looking like himself, and we're gonna touch bases on what Trash Capella said today too. We're gonna touch bases with that too.
You saw that too?
Yeah, what Trash Capella said today too. And B wasn't himself. He was exhausted. He was mentally out of it. Knee was bothering him and stuff like that. So, with that being said, why the first part of the conversation, why this falls on Embiid, because if you're not having this type of night, you gotta motivate the troops, rally the troops, and say, y'all, I am not 100% right now, but I'm battling with y'all, and we gotta battle together. We gotta go through war together. Because like I said, and like I was saying yesterday, mental is what separates the good from the greats. Well, good mental is what separates. If you're not mentally a dog like the Kobe Bryants of the world and like the Michael Jordans of the world, the AIs of the world, if you're mentally not, I'm not saying Embiid's not mentally there. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you don't got it up here and got the will to succeed up here, the body gonna fall. That's why they said cut the head off the body and the rest will fall. So mentally, he wasn't there. He wasn't there. Instead of, I know Doc didn't want to say, "Oh, let's yank our big man out," but at that point in time, he was doing more harm than good to the team.
Yeah,
because he missed. Because that late, if any other point in the game, you would have told me they draw up a perfect play for Embiid, and then B cuts right up, gets right open and cuts right open and get the ball, and he does that little double clutch layup and miss and not dunk the ball. I'd have been like, you lying. So the first part of that is with Embiid. Second part of that is with Doc. Doc got to notice that. Doc got to notice what lineups are not working. Doc is not utilizing these lineups because he's sticking with one formula too much and it's hurting the team. He got to realize when certain lineups are not working and say, you know what, we're gonna pull the plug. That and right there.
If I'm going to be allowed, Sabri,
Yeah.
I'm going to play devil's advocate on this, and I'm going to speak for the people that may ask you, hasn't Embiid given enough motivation with his play throughout the season and the playoffs that if he's feeling ill or he's feeling down or he doesn't have it, because I saw everything you saw, the body language, just him just cursing out the fans that was talking trash to him, which happens every game. He just wasn't mentally there. But do you feel that he's given enough to this team, whereas though they should be able to motivate themselves when they see him in that state that he was in?
And and if somebody submits it, I want somebody to. This is a good opening point because I want the rest of the people I want the rest of the people to just go in like this and like how you just going there. See, when you're an MVP level caliber player, and when you're an MVP level caliber player, every night you step up on that court, the spotlight is always cooking.
Oh
The
yeah.
spotlight, the
Oh yeah.
spotlight is always cooking. See, we was in the chat. We roasted Jokic. We roasted Jokic for his play. Oh, this fake MVP doing this, but he's the MVP front runner. He's the MVP front runner. So every time he steps up on that floor, he doesn't get a day off. He doesn't get a day off because he's the best of the best. He's a top 3 player in the league. He's a top 3 player in the league, and he don't get a pass and say, you know what, out man, he carries this team enough. No, you're the franchise player. You know what AI said in that practice rant? I'm the franchise player. Y'all talking about practice? I'm supposed to be the franchise player. He's the franchise. He's the franchise.
Well, I agree with everything you said. So with that being said, the blame has to be placed on Mr. Elton Brand and Mr. Daryl Morey and Mr. Doc Rivers, because Embiid went back to that locker room after he tweaked his knee and they checked him out. The doctors checked him out. It's up to those three people I named to say, you know what? Uh, I don't think you can give us what we need to win this game. So I'm not gonna risk you furthering injuring yourself just for this game right here. Me personally, and B wouldn't have came out for that second half at all. At
Yeah,
all.
and Dwight Howard, man, Dwight Howard didn't play. See, this is where Doc messed up again. But Dwight Howard gave you high energy. Gave you high energy when he went back, got the pit back, got the oops, and you just seen the energy Dwight was giving you, and that energy was needed. Like you can't say, oh, Dwight got to be the leader of the team. We don't want Dwight to be Dwight's an old man. In basketball years, he's a dinosaur. And we can't expect for him to be the leader of the team and say,
No.
you know what, let's pick each other up. Let's pick it. No, the White Howard's at this point in time where he's a serviceable veteran, big man shot blocking presence. And let's go to a sequence where John Collins had 3 pit back dunks in a row.
Yeah.
3 pit back
Yeah.
dunks in a row. And John and the sad thing about the pit back dunks was that he was gliding through the air. It's not necessarily he jumped over somebody. He didn't jump over nobody with the pit back dunks. He glided. Like when he glided, like he threw himself a oop. Like he threw himself a oop and went and attacked.
And I'm not going to blame that on Embiid's injury. I've been seeing lack of boxing out all year long. People just think, Ben Simmons included, that you can out jump somebody, tip the ball. I've seen him do that quite a few times. It was a scenario, and we're not going to let Mr. Ben Simmons off either.
No. See, and what the thing is,
Mr. One field goal attempt in the fourth quarter in a close game in the playoff.
and see, the thing is about Ben Simmons is also like you gotta call a spade to spade, and it's gonna lead to the next thing. Ben Simmons, you're not getting nothing out of Ben Simmons offensively. And it said to say it, hell of a defender, but you're not getting nothing out of him offensively. And like his mindset gotta be, oh, I'm gonna take the basket. I see my big man is struggling fatigue. I'm gonna attack the basket and get something going, but that's not his mindset. And God forbid if this playoff run ends in 6 or 7 to Atlanta, you gotta start exploring. You gotta start exploring some
Talk
options.
that talk,
You
Sabri.
got you got to explore some options with the homie, with the little homie, and say, yo, dog, and say, yo, we love what you do defensively, but and play devil's advocate for Embiid. Tobias is a third option. I told Nikki over the phone. Tobias is a third option. Tobias is not a number two.
He's a
Yeah,
20-point per game scorer. I just
he
had this
said,
conversation earlier. That's all he's going
yeah,
to give you. Don't expect the 40-point whatever games he's had in the past. That's just not his average. That's not what he does. He's a third option. He is
he's
a
a
third option.
he's a third option. He's a third option on his team. He's a third option on his team. You need a second option. You need a bona fide scorer on this team. Just say, yo, when Embiid's not up to it, just say, you know what? I'm gonna take it upon myself and drop about 25 to 26 on this team. We have nobody on this team that's gonna take it upon themselves and drop that you like a certified bucket. Like you don't have a person on the team that's a superstar certified bucket. And if this run ends at 6 to 7 to Atlanta, you gotta explore that.
Sabri,
You gotta
Sabri,
you gotta
I
explore
don't
that.
I don't even like the sound of that.
You
Like
gotta
let's not even
you,
say the if on that because you know the ceiling this season for me and for you and our other brothers and sisters on the East Sleep Sixers podcast was Eastern's Conference Finals. So, I understand we have challenges. But all the other teams, if you look around, they have challenges as well. Brooklyn, they have challenges as well. So I'm expecting this team to pick up whatever you got to pick up and win the next game and
yeah.
be in control at home. At home in Philly. No way should we lose to this team 2 times in Philly in one series. I almost put my paycheck on that. I'm not going to
Yeah,
guarantee like Charles Barkley the other night, which I think was the cause of our loss last night.
yeah.
You know,
Okay, he got to start. He got to start picking Atlanta, man.
he
Yeah,
got to.
I like that. I like that button though. Guarantee. I like that button. I like that button though
We
that he
might got
hit.
to add that button on it here a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah. And Pedro Elliott Comba. I'm about to get to your point in a second, but yeah, but if we like no. As a fan, you don't want to entertain that. No, you don't want to entertain those 6 or 7. But this was a pivotal moment in the series.
It was.
This reminds me of the Toronto series all over again. Toronto series, you had an opportunity that the same scenario. You had an opportunity to pick Kawhi and them away, and you didn't take the opportunity. And this was a veteran team, a veteran Kawhi team. And like I told Nikki over the phone, one thing about this Atlanta Hawks team, they don't got nothing to lose.
At all.
But they don't got nothing to lose. They go out and they lose in the second round to 6 or 7. Damn, that's a successful season in them to the number
Oh,
one
yeah.
seed.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
successful season.
They
But
already had a successful season in their eyes.
yeah,
Being a young, rebuilding team.
young rebuilding team beat up half the year. But to us, this ain't no. We got everything to lose. After being the number one seed, dominating the half of the season, Embiid's MVP season, Ben Simmons doing all this, and we got everything to lose. And I want you, and I want everybody in East, and all our brothers and sisters in 6 or 24/7 to understand that we got to come out with a sense of urgency. Game 6 and Game 7, game is two. We got to act like we playing 2 Game 7s. We got to act like we playing 2 Game 7s because if we don't, we cannot, and I repeat, we cannot get lackadaisical with this thing. We cannot get lackadaisical. If we go up 18, we got to go up 30. We go up 30, we got to go up 40. 40. If anybody's hurting and banged up, sit out. Because we need all hands on deck. We need all hands on deck. You need to have an attack mentality with this Atlanta Hawks team. Because you gave them life. Like we and BG, I know it's frustrating, and I know it's frustrating, BG, and I know it's frustrating, BG. The damn like to BG, and see, this is the mentality of this team right now. BG, they act like this. They act like they've been here before. They act like they're champions. They act like their feet are in the sand. Their feet are in the sand. They act like they're established. BG, we didn't win. Excuse my vernacular. We didn't win ish yet. We are still fighting to get to where we need to be.
We're fighting for respect, man.
Yeah, it's
fighting for respect.
You can't. When you in that boxing ring, you can't overlook nobody. You gotta throw haymakers. You gotta throw flurries. You can't do none of that, dog. You cannot sit up here and not throw flurries when you get in that ring.
With that being said, I'm going to point out something was probably pointed out in post game by you guys last night. We talked trash about him most of the year. He hasn't been very good this playoffs. But what Danny Green brings to this team,
I said it,
does not show up on tape.
I said it.
You've seen it all year. Him pulling Ben Simmons to the side when he misses a couple shots and encouraging him to shoot again. He recognizes certain stuff as a vet. When it's time to turn up on defense, he gathers the troops together and gets them locked in.
Danny Green's lost. Yeah, I said it. I said it, Carl.
He's like a coach. He's a coach on the court. And I feel like we are missing that. And somebody with a veteran presence on the floor has to pick up that. He has to pick up that. So Brian Green saying, y'all notice I say I want to see Mike Scott every game. That means we up 30. I understand that.
Yeah, I understand that too. And BG, Pedro, Elliott Combar, Ray Schaefer, submit your questions, man, because we on here for the next hour.
We on here for y'all.
We on here for y'all. Yeah, we on here for Carl, take on Brandon just hit. Yeah, let Brandon know. Yeah, we on there. Yeah, we on here for y'all. So submit your questions, man. Kind of talk to us, man. Talk to us, whatever you want to hear. And Pedro, Elliott Combar. We need that from Tobias. Yes, we do. Because Tobias is like the disappearing man. Tobias is like the disappearing man. You see what you see for him one quarter, then he gets complacent. That's another head that's on the chopping block this season. Because he gives you the 20 points, but that 20 points is not the 20 points that say, yo, Tobias is not a dog. I love Tobias, man, and it hurts. And it hurts to say. It hurts me, man. It hurts me. I do. I love
Tobias. To jump down your throat.
Like Tobias is not a dog. Tobias is a well-likable person. I respect the hell out of Tobias. But Tobias is not a dog. Let's use an example for a second.
Go ahead.
PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker, let's compare PJ Tucker to Tobias Harris.
You can't do that. You can't do that, Sabri.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it on paper.
Look at PJ stats and look at Tobias stats.
No, I'm gonna. No, we're gonna take now, and that's where I'm about to throw the narrative upside his head. Tobias averages 20. I don't know off the top of the head what PJ Tucker averages. So
he's at about 8 points a game.
8 points a game. So. Let's look at his mentality. PJ Tucker's mentality was, yo, they leave me in that corner. I'm gonna cook these fools. And PJ Tucker was in that corner. Boom. Even if he missed, boom. Giving Kevin Durant's jersey 110,000%. And this what separates the boys from the men. PJ Tucker played like a man.
I mean, we've been saying all year we lack a tough guy on the team. We don't have no dog. The closest thing we have to a dog is Dwight Howard, and he's just bat-ish crazy. So,
yeah,
we don't have a consistent tough guy that will say, you know what, I'm going to check this guy. You know what I mean? No, y'all not going to out-physical us. I'm going to put a hard foul on this guy and walk away. You know, we definitely need that guy, man. I think that's missing from this squad, this nucleus. You don't got to average 6 points. But just when we need you to be physical.
We need you. And the thing about it is, when we need you to, like you said, when we need you to be physical, be physical. And that's and Zell, shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to Zelly.
Zelly. Shout out to you, Zelly. Submit your questions too, Zelly. And submit your questions if you want to come and talk to us. And that ain't no thing with that either. Yo, Zelly, and that's the thing. Patrick Beverly is not the great. He's not athletically gifted. He's not physically gifted.
He's a goon.
He's a dog.
Yeah,
he's a dog, Zelly. He's a dog. And that's my point with PJ Tucker. If you ask me who I'm taking, I wanted PJ Tucker on the Sixers this trade deadline. Yeah,
Now,
I wanted him. Matt
yeah,
Geiger ass.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, man. Matt Geiger
I
ass.
miss Matt, man. I miss Matt.
I
Matt was
mean,
that boy.
yeah,
I'm gonna play
man.
devil's advocate on the Embiid situation. Now, there's been plenty games this year that certain players on this team was playing below their standard, below what they're supposed to be playing at. And Embiid picked the whole team and put them on his back, as an MVP should. Last night was one of those games where we needed co-star players that are getting paid as such to step up. The problem is they're so used to Embiid taking certain shots in certain moments, putting up a certain amount of shots and making them averaging 30 points per game. Then when he's not doing that, nobody is willing to step up and take the fort for him. We're kind of missing that. We're missing that. I don't know if it's because they're out of practice of doing so, or Embiid was still taking those shot attempts and missing. So I definitely want those guys held accountable as well.
I want them
Embiid
guys to held
last night,
accountable too. I want them guys to held accountable too. Go
17
ahead.
points, 11 boards, 2 blocks. He missed a lot of shots, but 17 points, 11 boards,
20, 17 points, 21 rebounds.
21 rebounds. Okay, that's more than enough for my big man to have. My big man. Oh, Brandon is in here. Let's bring B Money in.
I had to come in hot. Sorry, guys.
Come in hot.
I know we was talking about interrupting other people's shows, but
No. No. This not one of them shows. This is a show for everybody. This is a fan participation show, and this show for everybody. And BG, and let's talk about that for a second. Yes, Korkmaz. I don't want to see Korkmaz. Moving forward, I don't want to see Korkmaz. Even if you got
Korkmaz for a few minutes and see if he has it. If he don't have it, he's useless. Take him out
Kork-
the game. He can't guard anybody.
Like the rest of this roster, we have interchangeable parts. If Korkmaz isn't going, boom, throwing Thibault in there. If Hill isn't going, boom, I'm throwing Maxey in there. It has to be a quicker leash, though. It has to be a quicker leash. I agree. B, we were just talking about that earlier.
Korkmaz, yeah. Korkmaz, man. Korkmaz. Nah, I don't want to see Korkmaz, even if you got to play with the lineup. I want Doc right now, because this is 24 hours before the game. I want Doc right now to say, yo, Korkmaz, I don't want to see Bodan Bogdanovic cooked him. He absolutely cooked him. And like,
did you see the play that Hortzer put him in a spin move and Korkmaz went flying the other way? I was like, bro, who you guarding?
Yeah, I seen that play, man. Yeah, I seen that.
Look. With that being said, Korkmaz wasn't ready to assume the starting role in the playoffs. Bro. You know what I mean?
It wasn't, man.
We was in the unfortunate position where we had to play him in that position that I don't think he was ready for. Thinking back, maybe we could have gone with Thibault. He's had experience in the playoffs starting, and he played pretty good.
This the playoff time is where you mess with the roster, like when you flip the roster around and do some things.
I apologize for coming in late, but now I got so much to talk about.
First of all,
anybody who said, "Oh, losing Danny Green is a good thing. We can give his minutes to somebody else." Danny Green is the mix between Thibault and Korkmaz. He's not as good at each one at their own individual skills, meaning Korkmaz is a three-point shooter, and Matisse is a freaking clamp god. He's not as good as Korkmaz when Korkmaz is on, and he's not as good at shooting, and he's not as good as Matisse at defense. But he's a mixture of both of them, and we need that. We have no bench players that are two-way players. None.
Yeah. And the sad thing about it is, where the hell can we get an APP out on George Hill? George Hill's
trash. Yo, we can undo that trade, please.
George Hill, George Hill supposed to be that voice. He's seen everything it is to see in these goddamn playoffs. And I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. And I don't understand Tobias also. I need Tobias. I really need Tobias to turn it into another gear. I said, don't give a damn who's on the court. See, that's why and I'm going to keep preaching this cliche. This is why the boys get separated from the men.
Tobias is not a dog.
Just like this is why you need dogs, and we see a lot of puppies because the dogs are going to say, you know what, my big man is not doing what he need to do. He's tired. He's exhausted. I'm gonna go to the hole and rim. I'm gonna force the rest to or blow that whistle. I'm gonna force it. I'm gonna force it, man. I'm gonna force the rest to blow that whistle. And I didn't see that mentality from him. And his behind need to be his ass need to be on the chopping block just as well. We need to have him on. We need to start holding these players accountable.
Bro,
Yes,
hear
and
me out.
Bleed play like trash. Go
Well,
ahead.
I'm gonna play the calmer brother out of you guys, and I'm gonna chalk this up as a bad game. And
Yes, Carl. But one
I've
thing,
I've seen these guys play much better, and I'm going to chalk this up as a bad game. I will point out one thing: this team, as much as anybody likes it, this team goes as Ben Simmons goes. We've shown this, and I didn't see the energy from him in that
well,
second half.
let me
As a
give
point
two. Let me
guard.
give two things. One, when you play bad, the least you could do is hustle.
Oh yeah,
They
oh
were.
yeah,
We got
oh
out.
yeah,
Yo, that's the
all
reason
game.
why they won. That's the reason why we lost.
Yep.
Secondly, I love Ben Simmons. I'm not gonna knock him too bad, but I need to see more fight in our team. Like from I'm gonna say from the other guys because Ben, they're taking Ben on deep when we're on defense, and he was getting Ben must have got picked 1,000 times. I need the other guy to stop trying to switch the screen and go on top of it. Put your arm out. It's called a hedge. It's a basketball play.
And
You
maybe get
slow him
some
down
fouls
so
from that.
Ben can recover.
Yeah,
So then Ben can stay on Trey Young because
yeah.
nobody else in the team besides Matisse can guard him.
Most definitely. I agree with all of that, man. I agree with all of that. So going forward, guys, I want to ask you gentlemen on here and everybody watching, what do you feel that we need to do differently, lineup wise, as a whole, as a team, next game? What do we do? What is Doc saying to our players in practice
Yeah,
today to
All
get them
right,
yeah.
ready
first
to
of
go?
all, I'm coming in hot against Reese. Sorry, bro. I don't mean to be that
No,
guy. I'm
no,
the
you
coming
cool.
in hot guy right now. I got a lot of takes,
No,
bro.
You've been
you
hot
You
cool.
since this
seen
morning. I've been talking to you since
you
this morning.
seen what Clint Capella said about Embiid? He said, "Oh, if you tire him out, blah blah blah."
No,
Bro,
no,
Embiid, if you don't take that to your dang locker and come out and drop 90 on his head, I swear to God, bro, this bum Capella, he was traded in a trade to Atlanta from Houston as a filler. He was literally dumped for
uh,
salary.
we was going to
Yo,
talk about that.
I need Embiid to fry him.
We was going to talk about that. And and let me say this, Clint Capella, Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Make
Yeah,
sure I get clear
clear
words.
that up. Clear that up.
Clint Capella, and excuse me from what I'm about to say. Shut the hell up, because for this whole series, you've been getting embarrassed, my
Oh yeah.
guy. You've been getting embarrassed, my guy. And B finally has one off game, and you're talking Capella. You're a poor man's DeAndre Jordan. A poor man's DeAndre Jordan. When I say poor man's DeAndre Jordan, means you can only catch the damn lie, but you can't. But your Shaq was clowning you, bro. Shaq was clowning you. How the hell you're 7 foot and you coming down the lane doing double clutch layup? Shaq was clowning you.
I'm
Hey,
I'm gonna
Shut
I'm
the hell
gonna
up.
definitely I'm gonna definitely put this out there and it's no I know everybody is used to Embiid being an alien and doing what he does. He has a torn meniscus. So I definitely I'm not giving nobody no passes. But when I saw him play all yesterday, it was not Embiid out there. No lifting his knees. Nothing. The jump shots were short because he doesn't have the lift in his
That
knees.
excuse is dead, Carl. That excuse is
It's
dead, Carl.
not dead. It's
It's
an
dead when
actual
you.
fact. He has a
It's
torn
the,
meniscus.
but before you got into this game right here, he was averaging 35 on that same meniscus.
Oh yeah.
That was dead, Carl.
Is it possible that it's gotten worse, Cyrus?
Carl and Carl. And we are our own best friends when it comes to our bodies. Meaning that if our bodies is giving us warning signs, we got to take the warning signs. If your body is that's like a person that's constantly drinking, and his liver is in a damn knot. And he said, you know what, ain't nothing going on. So I'm not gonna get my liver checked out. But eventually, you wonder why you having complications with your liver because you didn't go out and get it checked. You're like, man, we are our own best friends.
I mean, once again,
if our knees hurting that bad, you got to do what you got to do. You got to sit out.
You got people in charge of making those type of decisions. You know, they took him back in the locker room after him tweaking his knee. They saw how much discomfort and pain he was in. Excuse me. I blame that on Doc Elton and Daryl Morey. You know, I blame that on them. They have to make the decision. No, you're going to hurt us more than you help us and hurt yourself, big fella. Sit down. Watch the rest of this game. You know, Embiid is not in charge of putting himself in and taking himself out of the game.
Yeah, so, but he can sit himself out if he say, I'm not feeling all right. They
definitely
can't just throw him in there.
There's no competitor in the history of basketball, no competitor that's going to say, you know what, I'm hurting too much. This the playoffs. I'm going to sit out.
Once again,
that's
what
James Harden just did it.
Oh, yeah, he's known for that, though. He's known for that. That's why I'm glad we don't got him here.
Oh, you see magically he's all right to play game 5? You seen that?
Mm-hmm.
You seen that? They said he's going to try and play.
Yeah. That's what separates the dogs from the men. It wasn't so much of the knee. He was mentally not there. He was mentally not. He was not. It wasn't so much.
Goes with the physical side.
It was in his eyes. If you watch Embiid's body, not even his body language, watch his eyes during the game. He looked like he was done.
He was and Brandon, he looked at punch drunk. He looked like he got punched in his face. He looked like he got knocked out, and he was trying to get his composure.
Yo, somebody please, for the love of God, please, this is off topic, please, for the love of God. I seen the video.
Go ahead.
Give Trae Young the hardest foul you could. Yo, did you see him at the play where Embiid blocked him and hit him in the face minimally at the end of the game? He did this. He looked up at the ref and then did it, and then he was like that. Yo, you are a bum, bro.
Hey, listen, I just seen an article today that said the league has a commission that takes
to change the step back and the side things when he's bumping into people. Yo, why did they do it last game?
Now, and they're trying to get rid of it, but actually, this stuff should have been out of the game.
Dude, you seen one play when Matisse got a foul when he was literally sliding sideways with him and Trae just put his shoulder on him and threw the ball at the rim?
It's stupid.
You're initiating the contact.
And if anything, it should be a foul on the ground. If the person
I'll take it a step further too.
Like, come on, man.
Bro, the same thing goes for the charge, bro. You can't, they don't even let you get any type of contact on defense. When Embiid, all right, this one was a foul, but when Embiid went to initiate contact because you could tell he was mad and he went to move Capella out the way and they called the offensive foul, that's a foul to me. But anything less than that, when you just bum somebody and they fall over, come on, man, they take a charge. Bro, it's all garbage. Everyone's flopping. Flopping needs to go.
Yeah, man. It's bad for the game.
It's not basketball, bro. You're allowed to. The game is allowed to be somewhat physical. That's the way the game is designed. That's what post play is.
The only way they really get rid of it and throw it totally out the game, if a guy gets caught flopping, the other team gets free throws. You know, it shouldn't be allowed in the game. It's just
even Embiid does it, but it's not to the extent of leaning back into people or leaning side. He gets people genuinely off bounce with a pump fake, and he'll either rip through or he does lean in. But it doesn't do what Trae Young's doing, where he just dips his shoulder into people and throws the ball in the air.
He did it. I know a point when Embiid was done, and I wanted to literally kick Embiid in his head. This is how you know he was mentally done, and this is how you can't make no passes for him. When he sat up there and tried to do that damn Trae Young move, and then looked around, I said, "You are 7'2". Why in the hell are you trying to be Trae Young and you're physically dominant? And you see them trying to trap Embiid, and I was leaving the shooters wide open. Why wasn't we moving the ball? Why wasn't we moving the ball through Dan Curry?
Doc pointed that out too. The ball movement was not there. It was a lot of players trying to play hero ball.
Kurt, when you was moving the ball and getting Curry them open looks, you were cooking this team.
That was another thing. Curry wasn't a part of the game plan. You know, he didn't look like he got his number called that
He was
often,
on
man.
fire.
Yeah, but
I said, why did we go? He missed 1 3.
yeah,
He
If
missed
I
one.
may address this real quick, this comment here, I
yeah.
was thinking the same thing because every team does it to us. They get Ben off their best player with a pick. Why can't we theoretically have Embiid get screened by the worst defender on their team and have them switch onto Embiid? They're going to double him, stay in the post, swing it out. The other defender is going to leave and swing it back in real quick, and then you have a one-on-one for a few seconds where he can make a move on Trae Young.
I don't
Trae
see.
Young
And
ain't guarding him. Trae Young ain't guarding him. He's not
no,
guarding him. There's nothing he
yeah,
can physically do to stop him. He literally have to grab him and jump on his back, and he probably still wouldn't stop him.
I agree, and I 100% agree. And we in next game moving forward, if one person has the hot hand like Curry, we got to keep feeding that hot hand. We got to keep feeding that hot hand because Curry been immaculate this series. He's been immaculate. Curry's been balling. Curry's been doing what he needed to do. But like but the thing about shooters is if a shooter's not in rhythm, if a shooter's not in the rhythm, shooters are going to struggle.
Oh, another thing. While I'm sorry, I'm
No,
just throwing blurbs out there.
no, go ahead.
Shake Milton, my guy. You want to shoot the ball any freaking time, bro. You come down the floor with 6 seconds to go. You actually have a look. You pass the ball to Seth, who's already covered, and he has to shoot a double clutch three. What was that?
I mean,
Bro, what was that, bro?
If we're talking about players that's been a total letdown throughout this postseason, besides that one game, you know, Shake has shaken up. Shake hasn't been shake.
Bro, we have a bunch of guys who are scared to take the last shot.
Yeah.
Shake didn't want to take the shot. He had the look. He was a few feet behind the line, but it's nothing he hasn't shot before.
Yeah.
You know the game plan going to be with the last shot. Make sure Seth don't get that damn ball. Make sure Seth don't get that damn ball. But and Shake got to step up to the moment and say, "Yo, knock this shot. We got to say, knock this shot down." And somebody
Bro.
got to step up, man. Somebody got to step up.
Dude, this sounds stupid. This sounds like minute, but I'm not an NBA coach. But there is a play that you can design to get any 3-point shooter you want open. All you got to do is wherever Seth starts on the floor, you hit him, get hit with a pick, right? Then there's 2 guys up top. Obviously, like you basically, how do I explain this properly, real quick? The inbounder gets the ball inbounds, then he runs up the floor. The first Seth comes off of 1 pick, right? First pick. So his defender's already behind him, okay? By like a step. He goes through a double pick, like open, right? And as soon as Seth steps through, before the defender gets there, you close it. So he gets double picked, the guy who's following him. Bang, 3. Wide open. You can't guard it unless you have somebody switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we? It's elementary, bro. Like we ran this play in high school. It's not that complicated. If you wanted Seth to get the ball, you could do it.
I'm not going to be that cocky enough to think I'm going to outcoach or outthink Doc Rivers, but I do feel as though we should be running more plays catered to the players that we have. For instance, there was a game that Ben was acting like a nut on offense. So what did Doc do? Doc forced him in the post, and
it worked too.
He force fed him. I feel like that needs to happen more. Whenever Ben's trying to hide from adversity or hide from the moment, you force him in that moment.
What do you think about this? Another scheme. Say Embiid's off the floor. Dwight really don't got much in his bag as far as post moves. Really, he's more of a high energy guy. So you bring him to the top because he's going to be whoever's playing guard. You leave Ben in with a Maxey or George Hill running the actual point. So they're going to get the pick and roll action because that's what Dwight's best at. But you leave Ben in the post during the time when Embiid's on the floor because he makes mismatches in the post, especially with his passing.
Yeah,
I actually think next game, I really want them to take Embiid through a rigorous startup process to really see if he's right. If he's not right, I want Ben Simmons at center, starting at center. And I want them to roll that lineup out they did before when Embiid got hurt. And I feel as though still without Embiid, he's the MVP and all of that. I still feel we're better than the Hawks without Embiid.
Yeah, let me give a quick update to the Bucks. Bucks so far they beating the Nets the hell up right now. They beating the Nets the hell up right now. So just a quick update, but I see it as this and be like I like the idea. I like the idea and stuff like that of just seeing how he is.
Yeah,
But the Hawks shot 36% from the field.
bad game by now.
The
Bad game.
36% from the field, and they shot 30-something% from the three.
Yeah,
This
You know what they
team,
did do? Limited turnovers. They didn't have
that,
many turnovers, bro.
at all.
They did that. They had a lot of boards.
and they
That's why they won.
The turnovers we gave them.
and they
Yeah.
outworked us.
50-50 balls. Hell yeah.
They
And they
outworked.
outmatched, dude. Their coach be putting. I don't like some of the rotations Doc be throwing out there. They're the Atlanta's coach, and it's also because they have a deeper roster than we do. Anybody who says they don't is lying. Their roster is deep, way deeper than ours. They create matchups really well when we have to sub. That's been the problem.
I'll agree with you to a point, but I still feel like we have a very deep team. Is everybody playing up to their capability?
We have role players on our bench. Atlanta has guys that can start on other teams. Gallinari could be a starter. Lou Williams, if he wanted to, I mean, maybe not at this point, but he's a veteran. He's very smart. He's playing better than George Hill. They have who's the kid that came off the bench for them? What was his number 17? I don't even remember his name. He's the one who blocked the crap out of
Adobe or something.
Yeah, that kid.
Yeah.
So they have him off the bench who comes in and blocks the crap out of people. I mean, we don't have that.
We have that. We have that. But Doc's rotation
And Huerter off the bench, man. I mean, he started last night, but Huerter, we don't have a Huerter.
Doc's rotations throw me for a loop. Dwight Howard was bringing so much more energy to the game.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
And Doc didn't. Bro, I need Doc to stop doing whatever. It's not analytics. I know that Embiid is our superstar. Whatever, so be it. You play the guy who has got the moment. And Dwight Howard came in and for a few minutes was a wrecking ball. He was getting every rebound and he was getting putbacks and he was getting fouled. And then he just yanks him.
That's when I thought to myself, you know what? I think we'll be better off with Dwight out there and you rest Embiid.
Dwight's taking this series personal. He's from Atlanta.
The White next game. The White needs about 25 minutes. There's no exception. He needs 25.
Mm-hmm.
The White needs
without
25.
The boneheaded fouls.
Without the bonehead. You can't in this series right here. The bonehead fouls is going to happen because we got Linthead. That's leaning into everybody.
What's his name again, Sabri?
That's Linthead. That's
Harry Lollipop Head.
He looked like a lollipop that been stuck in the couch for like a year.
That fouls is going to happen, man. The fouls is going to happen because you got this dude. Like,
no.
Listen,
he cries about him and John Collins cry about every single call. Oh my, it gets on my nerves. Trey, you see him going to the ref, he walks up to the ref going like this. He keeps doing it. I would tee him up every time he does that. I'm like,
and the thing about John Collins is, my bad, Carl, and I'm gonna let you finish.
Go ahead, bro.
John Collins is super limited on offense, but he's an athletic monster.
I'm gonna tell you.
I agree. I totally agree.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about.
Big G, remember I said that. Yeah, go ahead, girl.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about John Collins. There's a reason why John Collins jumped off last night, and I'll point out to excellent coaching by the Atlanta.
He's a dog.
He watched everything that was going on our sideline. He saw Embiid go to the back to get checked out. When Embiid came back in the game, they made it a point to make Embiid run around and chase him around, loosen that knee up. Let's make John Collins make him work because he's not stronger and bigger than him, but he's more athletic. So he made
John
him
Collins
run.
is
He made him work,
athletic.
and that worked for them. So if Embiid is going to be unhealthy out there, that's what we're going to see out of John Collins from here on out. So I'm looking for Coach to, try to hound in on boxing out.
I'm telling him to not follow him around. John Collins ain't that good of a shooter. Let him.
Let
If
him
I would
shoot.
live or die by John Collins launching threes, I
Let
would
him shoot.
absolutely live or die by it.
Let him
I would,
shoot.
I would absolutely live or die by it too. But the thing about it is too, this series you want hard fouls, you want physical, like because
No,
if
but you can't. I wish we had the refs from the Brooklyn and Milwaukee series. Their refs are letting them play. Why
Yeah,
can't we
man.
have those refs?
Yeah, man.
Our refs, you breathe on somebody, foul. Like, what? Bro, come
With that,
on, man.
because like yo, because yo, because if I'm that center and John Collins comes flying in the air at me, comes flying in the air at me, John Collins would have been like the sixth man, Marlon Wayne's in the sixth man. He'd have been up in the damn sky somewhere because I would have knocked him into the middle of next week.
Can I make 2 points real quick that just popped in my head?
go ahead, brother.
One, do you ever see our team take a charge? We don't do it.
Not often at all, brother. I was gonna point that out. And that's a skill set. Make your second point.
What was my second point? Totally lost it, bro.
It's all right.
Come back to me,
It's all right.
bro.
Yeah,
Bro, I got hype I got hype when you agree with me, and I totally lost it, bro.
No, because you kind of put on the light bulb in my head. That is a skill set for a defender.
Yo, we need Irsan Ilyasova back to teach everybody how to take a freaking charge. He was the greatest, bro. He was a
the
beast.
master at that.
Yo,
No,
he
no,
was
hold
always
on.
on the floor, bro.
Hold up. Don't agree with me with bringing Illy back now because
I always wanted him back. He was one of my favorite players.
during the process, well, not you per se, but during the process when we were looking for different players to add to the team, during the transaction process, I brought up Ilyasova in the group. He was frowned
He was a
upon.
free agent for most of the season, wasn't he?
Hey,
I
yo.
love the Ilyasova.
Isn't he on
He's the
Utah?
bench right now.
Is that the team he's on right now? Utah? I thought he was, but I could be
Hey
wrong.
yo, the first moment Jose coming to the damn scenario, he gonna say Magic City. I heard Magic City got Jose. I gotta try Magic City wings because that's all I'm hearing, yo.
The
Them wings made Harden get in trouble, yo. Them
it
Harden,
ain't it ain't only the wings going
like
on in Magic City.
Rumor
city.
has it other things go on there.
I heard you could get a breast in the thigh there too. I heard you. I heard you could get a breast in the thigh there too. A little drumstick too. You can get a nice little.
Oh, boy.
I heard you could get it all over there, man. I heard
A
you could get
little bit of everything.
little breast. I said, like I was telling Brandon, I heard you could get a breast in the thigh over there too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I heard
extra
you.
crispy.
Yeah, like he said, extra crispy. Damn. No, but yeah, like, and let's go back to the Bogdanovich comment and stuff like that. Bogdanovich, I swear, BG heard me say this. That's why he said this. He got like every time he taunts, I just be like, bro, I really want to like punch that man right in his face and stuff like that, and get that man right in his face and stuff like that. Cause like, no, excuse me, we don't encourage violence, but he does have a punchable face. He does.
Yes,
He has
yes, he
he has a
does.
punchable face, and
He
every
does.
time he celebrates, he annoys me. He
I mean,
annoys me when he celebrates.
we don't
Yeah.
promote violence, Sabri, but absolutely, that's what's needed in this series.
That's
We
it.
need somebody to say, "Listen,
Yo, can we get
we're
Mike
the
Scott in
bigger
for 2
dog."
minutes, let him get ejected, and just foul the crap out of
Somebody,
somebody?
somebody set it off. Somebody showed that we want this. I didn't see that last game.
Yeah, I ain't see
Nobody
that
looked
last
like
game. Man.
they wanted it.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't even box out last night. That's like the simplest skill in the game.
It's been all
When the rebound's in the
season,
air, you put your body on somebody else and you grab the rebound. Pause.
Ben Simmons' idea of boxing out is jumping as high as he can and swatting the ball and back of him. I'm looking at that multiple times. Like, bro, if you can put your hand on the ball, put
Grab
your
it.
other hand up and grab it. The fundamentals are lacking with certain players on this team, but they're young. They're young, but we're in a grown man's position. So I want to see a lot of these players playing like grown men and not like scared little boys. I
And
ain't gonna point nobody out specifically, but it is what it is.
yeah, we'll
So,
go
one
ahead,
other
Brandon.
point's coming back to me a little bit. I don't remember what it was, but I remember I told you Sabri on the phone earlier what it was one of my points I made earlier, but I can't remember what it was, dude. I'm trying to remember.
I was talking to Brandon earlier, boy. I'm glad you didn't come on early because Brandon was fired up earlier, as we
Yo,
all were.
I think I talked to everybody in our little crew besides Jose on the phone today, and I was snapping. Man.
Hey, yo, we're approaching the 53-minute mark and stuff like that. Like I said before, these are not going to be the last time we do this and stuff
Oh
like
no.
that. This was impromptu because we want to make sure that everybody we talk and we make sure we let people know that we're coming to Philadelphia to get this thing popping. Relax, enjoy the ride. Game 5 and Game 6 are two of the most critical games alive. We'll enjoy the ride, and when we and check that and like this post. Check this post for post notifications. Like turn this on, hit the bell, get our post notifications. Do what y'all gotta do, yo. Anytime y'all want to interact with us, all we gotta do is click that button,
Oh,
and we on
may I
like
make
that.
a quick? May I make a quick announcement? I made a post about it the other day. Anybody who wants to play in the Memorial Basketball Tournament on July 17th, please get your teams in to me or Sabri. We're trying to get everything confirmed and ready to go.
Yes,
Come
we are.
through, get your ankles broken.
Carl, where's your team at, bro? I thought you was trying to play, bro. Get your squad
Well,
ready, bro.
I called a few of
I
my
may give a
guys.
teaser out here, bro. One guy that will be on my team. Let's just say in a game while he was on my team in the league, I seen him do a 360 windmill dunk on a fast
Yo,
break.
yo,
I'll just put the teaser out there.
With that being said,
sir,
Brandon,
I would have played. I would have played, but I got a torn finger. I got a torn toenail. So
He has gingivitis. He can't play.
yeah, right. I got to turn.
with
I
that
got to
being
turn
said,
toenail. Oh, Carl, don't cut. I'm trying to let
Yo,
people know about my.
somebody's got a hangnail, bro. He
nobody
can't
want to
play.
hear about your pinky toe.
So like it's a torn toenail, and it takes 6 to 12 months to heal, and I'm in the rehab hitting it hard. So so we be back stronger than ever for the next Joey Memorial Tournament. I gotta wait for that torn toenail to heal. But with that
Okay,
being
Brandon,
said,
I have some bad news for you.
You scared?
I will be there. I will be there. Absolutely. But after doing some after close review of my physical status, I'm not gonna play.
Yo,
Uh,
everybody, you
I'm,
hear that? Carl don't want no smoke with your boy.
I'm 35 years old, and the last time I played ball like a game, I'm being honest. I'm giving honest to our fans. It's been about 10 years. So,
I
you
respect
know,
that.
Yo,
And
you
Carl,
got a whole you got a whole month
and
to
Carl,
prepare yourself. Carl, you
Carl,
know what shirt I wear in the podcast? Sometimes it says no excuses. I
Carl,
live by that.
and Carl. Don't let him. Don't let this man bringing G League All Stars. He should bring he bringing college recruits. Don't let this man talk you into anything.
Bro,
He's trying to
already
I
like.
know
said
he's
in
coming
I
with the
said in our
recruits.
little group chat for the tournament, bro. I'm representing the 610, baby. We coming in hot.
He's trying to.
I heard about him with the ringers. I'll
Yeah,
bring
he's
my
trying to.
boys from up. Listen, I'll be a celebrity coach, and I'll bring my boys from 16th and Susquehanna, North Philly, and we can have it. We can have it. You hear me, BG? BG know what's up with them ballers down there.
And
My God.
man, and with that being said, man, has been another hard hitting edition of East Sleep Sixes, special edition of East Sleep Sixes. Boys and girls of all races, creeds, and origins, no matter where you are in the world, tune in with East Sleep Sixes. And just like that, there's been another one. We're out.
Check in the pregame.
Checking pregame tomorrow.
Oh
Pregame
yeah.
tomorrow. Checking in, get hype with us. Pregame, postgame. Check us out. That's been another one. We out, y'all.
God bless.
All right, Carl. Good work, man.
Good
Appreciate you
work, brother.
typing in today.